Welcome to this week's edition of Acadiana Outdoors. Stay tuned for the next 30 minutes as your host, Byron Briggs and Nikki Dejan, bring you up to date on what's happening in the outdoor world. Whether we're fishing for big bass, chasing boss gobblers, or after that elusive Boone and Crockett buck, stay tuned for an outdoor adventure you won't forget. And here's your host, Byron Briggs.
Welcome to another Acadiana Outdoor Show. I have my guest today, Chris Birdseye. Chris writes articles for the Daily World here in Opelousas. Chris, appreciate you coming by.
Byron.
And of course, our co-host,
Mr.
Nikki Dejan.
Ready for a good time.
Chris, tell us, Chris was, you know, whenever we do shows, every once in a while we want to get experts in that field. And we have an expert here today.
Chris went out with the camera.
Chris went with the camera. Of course, I went out there and met him at Thisaway Game Reserve. And it's unbelievable the number of deer that were harvested out there. Right, Chris?
That's right. I think opening day we had like 65 deer were taken on Friday. That's the first day of the lottery hunt. Now, the biggest was a 9.225-pound trophy by Shane Castile of Eunice.
Yeah,
and we all know Ray.
Shane, you know
That's
Shane
Ray.
and Ray.
Ray's son.
In fact, I talked to Ray about a week ago about that.
Yeah, you know, Ray fell down pulling that deer out and broke his foot. And he'd been out of work for about a couple of weeks.
He didn't tell me that.
Yeah, and that deer, he twisted his ankle somehow trying to get that big deer. That deer weighed how much, Chris?
225 pounds.
Right, so at the end of the show is when the big deer comes in, and I know our viewers are going to really enjoy this show. It's a bang-up show.
What was interesting, too, Ray was using some bow hunting tactics. Well, gun hunters use these, too, but mostly bow hunters. Yeah. Ray had been grunting this buck.
Oh, is that right?
He hadn't seen the buck, but Shane saw the buck answering that grunt.
Yeah, no kidding.
Going towards Ray.
He was calling it, Nicky.
With the grunt call?
Right.
The grunt call.
Well, I've heard they work.
Yeah. And did he have mossy oak on?
I don't know. I think they were just in regular camouflage.
Oh, okay.
Chris, you have mossy oak on today, don't you?
That's
yeah.
right.
Chris wears mossy oak all the time. Oh, yeah, all
right.
the time.
Listen, let me ask you something. A lot of people don't understand. You said lottery.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Explain to the viewers.
The viewers need to know
Okay.
that they can't just go out to Thisaway and deer hunt.
That's right. Some years ago, there was a problem with 1,700 people going into 11,000 acre area called Thisaway, and that's down the road here in Washington Highway. Basically, a lot of big deer have attracted these people over the
all over the
years.
state.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was getting to be a very dangerous hunt, and it was time to put some kind of restriction on the hunting pressure, because someone could get hurt. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It was just a matter of time before someone was going to get killed or shot.
Yeah.
And basically what you do is, and I think it's September and August, there are 3 wildlife management areas, Bayou Mason, Thisaway, and Sherburne, where you apply through a lottery to get into that either sex hunt.
Right.
Okay?
How many did they?
They take 800 for each either sex hunt at Thisaway.
Right.
Take 2,000 at Sherburne, and I'm not sure about Bayou Mason. I don't know the numbers.
Can you
So
imagine
that's how it's done.
2,000 hunters?
Oh, yeah,
I don't care how
unbelievable.
big the woods
Yeah.
is. 2,000 is a lot of hunters.
That's too many for
But
me.
with 50,000 acres,
Yeah.
that's what Sherburne.
Right.
You know. But again, not all the people went. The 2,000 people went
Right.
let
No.
Sherburne lottery hunt anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what, I looked at the footage, and it's just excellent. And, of course, Chris, we really appreciate you going out. And of course, we appreciate Kearney. Kearney Saunier with the wildlife officials was out there, and he helped out a bunch. So
Wasn't Tony Vidrine out there?
Tony was out there,
Lewis.
too. Lewis, yeah.
Lewis Babin.
Right, they were all out there. So, well, anyway, our viewers are going to see it. So let's go on to Thisaway. Then we're going to come on back. We're going to talk about some other stuff.
You know, one more point, Byron, is in the Louisiana conservations, these are just some statistics. The 3 largest deer taken on WMA
Come from Thisaway.
wildlife management areas were taken solely on Thisaway.
Is that right?
The 3 largest
Well, they're
in the
doing a
state.
good job of management.
We have 1 Boone and Crockett
Uh-huh.
and 3 or 4 Pope and Youngs from that area.
Man, that's
But
great.
you know the credit goes to 2. Thank you to the Thisaway family
That's
for
right.
allowing the state
Right.
to release such an
Yeah,
area.
because I tell you what, a lot of people don't realize that if it wouldn't be for the Thisaway family, we wouldn't
Right.
have that here. And they have been good enough to continue to release this thing over the years,
Right.
so that a number of people can hunt.
But what they're doing is they're practicing good timber stand improvement, producing good den trees and trees that proliferate all the acorns and stuff, so The
if
wildlife
anybody knows,
population.
of course, I know the Thistlethwaite family real well, and y'all do too, and we want to thank them for, Lee was out there too.
Lee helps out every year.
Right.
Lee Thistlethwaite.
Well, let's go on to Thistlethwaite and show our viewers a film. We're going to come on back and we're
Good.
going to talk about something that I know you don't want to hear, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
All right.
Let's go on. Thought I'd show off right here.
I saw 7 of them.
Yeah.
And 3 of them feeding down this little lane close to me, and they kept coming to me. I thought they were all does, but I looked closer and I saw some horns. So I looked in my scope and I looked like a spike at first, about 75 yards, and it started moving closer. I got to about 25 yards and I made the shot. Ran about 50 yards and dropped dead.
Well, that's a pretty
It's a
deer,
healthy
isn't it?
deer.
Yeah.
About 165, 170 pounds.
That is. That's a great deer.
This other road.
Yeah, that's a big deer, I'll tell you.
You were following the dogs?
He was with the does.
He was with the dogs?
And then I saw 3 more way in the back, further down the road. They look bigger. They look a lot bigger.
You right.
And it's a full point on it, Chris.
Yeah.
That's a nice deer, though. It really is. And he's big, too, you know?
Huge body weight. Huge, good body weight.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, tomorrow morning is opening day at we're going to have a great show this week, so make sure you get all the kids to come over and watch all the deer being brought out of Thistlethwaite, and hopefully we're going to see a number of them, don't you think? How many do you expect to see, Chris?
I see between 40 and 60, maybe even
Is that
more.
right?
Yeah.
And tomorrow's doe day also.
They can, it's either sex, they can kill
Yeah.
does or bucks.
Well, good. Well, we hope our viewers enjoyed it, and I tell you what,
That's a nice deer, bro.
isn't that a nice deer? That's beautiful, isn't it?
That is gorgeous.
That's what it's all about right there, Chris.
It's gonna be in the pot pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to let you cook that one now.
all right, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name?
Tim T.
Tim, where you from, Tim?
Shatanya.
Chaitanya? That's a nice deer. What happened this morning? How'd you get him?
Well, it started off kind of quiet this morning, and I heard a little noise behind me, and I thought it was a squirrel. So I turned around, and there he was coming straight on me, so I took him.
It's a 4-point?
Yes, sir.
Very good, Tim. Thank you.
All righty.
Mr. Kearney, how you doing?
Fine.
Okay, can you kind of tell our viewers exactly what you're doing in terms of the Thistlethwaite? We have a lottery going on, and kind of give us some background on the lottery here, what's happening and why.
Well, what we've seen in the last few years is an escalation in hunter participation to the point that this area was saturated, and we felt that in order to improve the quality of the hunt and the quality of the animals coming out of here, what we had to do was in some way limit the number of hunters participating. And for that reason, we went to a lottery hunt. This gives us a little bit of control, or gives us absolute control, I should say, over the number of hunters coming in here. Consequently, reduced participation allows our herd to, we get a better age distribution in our herd, which is what we're looking for.
Have you seen already in the last 2 years the average weight go up in the deer herd? Or?
Yes, it's been rather pronounced. The first year we went up by about 11 pounds in the adult deer, and I think last year was parallel to that, maybe 13, 14 pounds increase. So over a 2-year period, we picked up about 24 pounds on the average adult deer.
Very good. So what we're doing now is you guys, excuse me, you guys are now today's the either sex lottery, first either sex lottery hunt, November 27th. And kind of explain when a deer comes to be weighed, what do you all exactly do in terms of taking down statistics? What do you look for and everything?
Well, Chris, we look at several criteria as far as we're interested, of course, the age of the deer, the weight of the deer. We're interested in reproductive parameters. We need to break the herd down or classify the herd by age class. You can gather a bunch of data, but if you don't have your herd broke down by age class, it literally means little. It means nothing, simply. If you have it broken down by age class and by weights, you watch your weights. We monitor lactation, which is one criteria that
That's the milk.
That's correct. Most of your does, particularly at this time of the year, if they've had young, even if the fawns have been weaned, they still will have milk in the udder. And in most cases, it's quite pronounced and evident.
So the statistics give you an indication of the health of the deer herd here and the carrying capacity, what's happening there. And
precisely. We do browse surveys. We know what deer like to eat. We know what they don't like. Their preferred food, so to speak. When we look at that, we combine the browse survey data with your reproduction, with your general condition of the herd, antler development. We have enough data to make sound recommendations.
now, we should see some pretty hefty deer come out today. This wildlife management area, Thistlethwaite, is kind of a claim for some of the heaviest deer in the state, right?
Yes, it has. It's, in the past, we've had good quality deer, and I expect this year to parallel the past years. Some good deer have been seen in here. How many are going to come out today remains to be seen. We have good hunting conditions. The weather's cool. I think we're going to see a good representative take of the deer herd that we have here on this one.
Great. So we're going to weigh some deer now, all right? Let's see what's fun. How you doing, sir? What's your name?
Donnie Berza,
Donnie Berza. Where are you from, Donnie?
Mamou, Louisiana.
Why don't you pick up, let's see the horns and that. Pick up this neck so we can see the horns a little bit. So 8-point, a nice 8-point, huh?
Yes, sir.
How much did it weigh?
145.
140. That was field draft, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me what happened. Don't tell me where you were, of course, but tell me what happened when you killed him.
Well, when he first came, he was running. Then he slowed down. They started going the other way. And all I could see was the rack and stuff. I shot him from behind.
Beautiful deer, huh?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Let me.
All right, Kearney, is that how y'all tell the difference, the age of the deer?
Yeah, that's the accepted way to age deer. Tooth eruption and wear is the criteria we use for age.
And do you count the teeth? Is that how you do it? No?
Yes, well, as I said, it's based on the eruption, which would mean the number of teeth that have erupted and the wear on the teeth. If we're looking at a jawbone with only 4 teeth, that automatically puts a deer in the 6-month age category.
Okay, with 4 teeth?
If we have 5 teeth erupted or more, and the 3rd premolar is a 3-cusp tooth, and that's a 1.5 year old deer. At a 1.5 year, deer will shed the 3rd premolar and replace it with a 2-cusp 3rd premolar. And we're really concerned with 6-month, 1.5 years, and 2.5 and older. 3 categories.
And you track all the deer that come out of here every year to determine your herd?
We make an effort to. I feel that we get 95, perhaps higher than that, 98% of the deer that are taken in here. So consequently, we have a good log of data, both on age and weight-wise. We categorize them by age.
Hey, Kearney, how old do you think some of the deer are out here? I mean, a lot of people kill 1.5 years. You know, most of these deer that were killed this morning are about a 1.5 years old.
Yeah, I think the preponderance of the deer that were killed this morning are 1.5 years. Of course, it's early yet, and we're going to see a lot more deer come out.
Some 3-year-olds, maybe?
We had one doe that conceivably would have been 3.5. I think we put her at 2.5, but she could have been 3.5.
That's good. I know y'all do a lot of management out here every year.
Well,
all the guys.
Combined with our deer browse surveys and aging the deer, we monitor the herd closely here. And I feel we have a pretty good handle.
Good. Well, we're going to wait for some more deer to get hung up there, and if we don't have any deer, we're going to put Chris up on it and weigh him.
Scale doesn't go that high.
It doesn't go that high, okay.
Hoping to get a good picture, you see. I don't think I'll take my camera out of my pocket now.
70 full? According by the leg. Female?
Yeah.
6 months?